What's up, everybody? Dre Baldwin, Dre all day. This video is actually on one of my other channels. I decided to put it on this main channel so all y'all can see it. It's some off the court stuff that don't have to do with playing basketball or even sports. Check this out. Work on your game.
DreAllDay.com.
What's up, everybody? Dre all day. A question I've been asked about is getting a call back from a job interview or just asking for a job, period. How do you get that? Now, I've already talked about I'm not necessarily an advocate of that you need to go get a job, but let's just say that you did want to get a job. And I'll try to make this as brief as possible. When I was in high school or maybe my freshman year of college, I worked at McDonald's. Like through the end of high school and then starting my freshman year of college, I worked at McDonald's. And it was in a mall. And I knew I didn't want to stay working at McDonald's, so whenever I was on break, I would walk around the mall, of course, sometimes. And there was a hat store called Hat World, and I'm sure y'all heard of Hat World. And Hat World is a little tiny store. All they sell is hats. So it was a small store, just hats all over the walls. And there was a woman in there. She usually be in there by herself in the middle of the day, like on a Tuesday. So I would talk to her. I told her who I was. She would see me in my McDonald's uniform, so she knew I had a job. And I would ask her, "Hey, you hiring? You looking for anybody to work with you?" And she was cordial and nice, and she kind of she was interested a little bit because she saw I had a job and she admired my initiative. And I would come talk to her every couple of days. I'd come on my break, come up there, converse with her a little bit till it got to the point. Eventually, she did need somebody to hire to work and the third employee there, because there was only 3 people on the whole team there. It was her as the manager, there was an assistant manager, and then there was one employee, and I was the employee. So she finally hired me. And the thing that worked for me there, usually up to that point, whenever I wanted a job somewhere, because Foot Locker was the place we all wanted to work at. I want to work at Foot Locker so I can get the sneakers and the gear and stuff like that. We would go in there, ask for an application, fill it out, come back, and just hand the application to somebody, anybody at the desk. We wouldn't ask for the manager. We wouldn't have any conversation or anything. And everybody does that. So there's no way you're going to get the job if you do that, because everybody's doing the exact same thing. What makes you stand out? You had a couple part-time jobs already. Who cares? Nobody cares about that. If you want to get the job, you got to go to the source. You got to go to the person. Find the person who actually does the hiring. And you got to somehow, some way build a relationship with that person. That's the reason I shared the Hat World story. The reason I got that job is not because I had some gleaming resume. I was an 18 or 19, I think 18-year-old kid, and I had worked a few part-time jobs. I didn't have any specialized knowledge or specialized skills, and neither did any of the other 100 people who applied for the exact same job. The only thing that made me stand out is that she remembered me, because I came in there every day and started to build a relationship by conversing with her every day. And I didn't even know that's what I was doing. I might have kind of unconsciously knew I was doing that, but I didn't really know. It wasn't a strategy. It's not like I mapped it out and wrote it down and said, all right, this is what I'm going to do today, tomorrow, the next day. It just happened that way. But looking back on it, I can see, okay, that's why I got that job, because I built that relationship by talking to her every day. So when it was time for her to hire somebody, the first person she thought of was the guy who keeps coming in there every day. He already has a job, so I know he ain't no dummy off the street. He knows how to talk to people because he's coming here and talk to me. He asked for the job, so I know he wants it. I checked all 3 boxes, so I got the job. So if you're looking for a job, another story I'll give you is a place called Rita's Water Ice. And I don't know if all y'all even had water ice. If you're not from the Northeast, you probably haven't. Northeast United States. So there was a place called Rita's Water Ice down the street, kind of from where I grew up. Well, actually down the street from where I grew up. I went there one day. I had an application. I came to hand in the application, and at that time, I think Rita's was before the Hat World place. So when I went to Rita's to hand in the application, it just so happened that the manager was working the counter when I came to hand in my application, because at the time I didn't know any of this build a relationship stuff. So I just handed her the application. I was like, hey, I'm just handing the application. I didn't even know she was the manager. And she grabbed it, she started looking at it, and I'm standing there, she's looking at it. She was like, I guess she liked what she saw on it. She said, what are you doing? And her assistant manager was standing right next to her. So the 2 people in charge just happened to be standing there when I walked in. But there's a lesson to the story. She said, well, what are you doing tomorrow at 10 o'clock? And I was like, I'll be here. And they both started laughing, because that was when I came in for my interview. I got the job immediately, and I worked it. The thing with that is I happened to get the application to the manager or the assistant manager, the people who actually had the power to give me a job. Again, that wasn't a strategy. I got lucky right there, But what matters is if you're going to hand in an application, like just as some random job, I don't know how y'all go about applying for jobs these days. It's been a while since I've done that. Go to the person who can hire you. Ask for the manager. And even if you can't ask for the manager right there on the spot, call the store. Say, hey, can I speak to the person in charge? Ask for who the manager is. Tell them who you are. Tell them why you want the job. Tell them that you're interested in the job. Then ask, hey, when can I come in and meet with you? And give them some reason to give a damn about you. Say, hey, I've done this. I've done that. I bring this to the table. I have this skill. I'm doing this. I know this person. Whatever it is you got to do to get their attention, to make them remember you. Just understand that any job, there are hundreds of people trying to get that exact same job. So even if you have great skills, you still have to do something to make yourself stand out so that they remember you, so they even look at what you've done at your application or at your resume to even know that you had the skills. Because if you don't make it clear what those skills are, or make it clear that they should care about you, they're not even going to get to the point to find out what your skills are. So find who the person is. Find who that hiring person is and communicate with them. Don't talk to the other employees unless it's somebody you know who's influential, who can actually help you get on. Don't talk to just some random employee, because they don't want you. They don't care if you get the job or not. They might not want you to get the job because you might be replacing them or taking hours away from them or become competition or be taking money out of their pocket. So they might not even want you there. So go to the person who can actually put you where you want to be and deal with that person. And that goes for anywhere in life. Don't just deal with some underling. If you're trying to call some company and you're trying to get money or you're trying to get a meeting with the CEO, don't let the secretary block you from getting there. Now, if you need to build a relationship with the secretary to get to the CEO, then you do that. But don't give all the information to the secretary, because she might not give a damn about you. You need to get to the source. So if you need to get cool with her so you can get through to that guy, then you do it. But whatever it is you do, make sure that your outcome is, I'm speaking to the person who can put me where I want to be. So that's how you get a job. That's how you get a call back. That's how you get somebody to call you or schedule you for an interview or whatever it is you're looking to get in the workforce world. Work on your game. Dre all day.
Thanks for checking out this video. Make sure you follow all my top content up here. Follow me on all your favorite social networks right over here. And make sure you are subscribed to catch all the new content I put on this channel every single day. Work on your game.